Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Dewi and this is my brother.
Oh,
Today we're here to talk about our adventure to Disneyland Paris and our
Yes.
experience there. So let's talk about it.
So obviously it's our first time being outside of, the UK.
Yes.
And our first time flying of that.
Yeah, what did you think of your flight?
I really enjoyed it. I like the turbulence of it all, like when I would veer side to side sometimes. I have to say, when it first took off I was a bit nervous, but then once you actually got in the air and you stayed up, I was alright. How are you?
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, I thought it was going to be fine anyway. But as you say, when you get past the turbulence bit as you go up into the air, I think you're fine after that. But it was cool.
Yeah.
First flight ever and I enjoyed it. Not that it lasted very long, it lasted like an hour.
Yeah. We arrived at Charles de Gaulle Airport
yeah.
in Paris, and then we, from there, took a taxi to the Marvel Hotel.
Yes, the Art of Marvel Hotel.
And that was really cool. So you had like the main foyer area.
Yes.
You had the 3 Iron Man suits off to the side.
The 3 Captain America shields.
Yes. And then you had other like rooms and hallways that went to different places.
You also had like animation as well on the screen where people doing
Yes,
sketches
of people
as
doing
well.
the drawings.
Artwork of like
Yeah.
comic artwork, you could say. It's black
Yeah.
and white, but like they were doing sketching up for the Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, all that business. The taxi outside as well.
Yes, the yellow taxi. That was a pretty cool detail. Couldn't drive in it though, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, you hotwire and think, just this is how we're going to drive around Disneyland.
But yeah, then you went outside from obviously the back door.
Yeah, we
or
headed to
whatever.
the studio park.
Yes, and you had a statue of Iron Man and Captain Marvel when you went out to the back, and that was cool. Really, really big though. And then eventually we got to the Avengers campus.
Yes, we did. There was a lot of things there. In fact, the whole experience, like, there's so much to remember here. I've actually had to take down some notes to sort of remind myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
But no, because we went there, we went to the main Disneyland park, obviously, you saw the castles
Yes.
there, saw loads of different things there. Absolutely boiling there, because I remember on Wednesday it reached 36 degrees, actually. I remember,
Really?
it was like we were bloody dying out there.
It was really warm, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you said, we did go to like the Disney castle and even like some really big pink sort of building castle. That was really
Well, that's
cool.
that's like the main Disney, like the castle, like the centerpiece. Because at the end of the day, we stayed in the Art of Marvel Hotel, but that was like later on that got added in. Whereas the centerpiece was that castle, and they have their own hotel there, which is like that pink building. As you walked in, which was cool because you had all the fountains there and stuff like that. Because you saw them going.
Yeah, it was a really cool sort of pretty effect, that area.
It was all like well maintained. It was just all nice and clean, tidy, organized.
There was not a single piece of litter there.
No.
It was all very well kept.
Those are drinking fountains as well, because as once again
Well,
we said,
yeah.
it's boiling, so I needed a few of them around just to keep us going.
But
We were on Main Street. As we passed the security barriers to get into the main Disneyland park, you also had...
So you had things like the Lego store,
Yes. So you had because you saw...
the Galactus Lego set.
Yeah. Because while you talk about it, what some of the things that you collected while you were there.
Okay. So in the actual Art of Marvel Hotel, there was a small shop where I got this shirt here, and as we mentioned just now, there was a Lego store where I got the Galactus Lego set, and in that same area, there was a Star Wars / Marvel sort of store where I made my own little R2-D2 figure, which I really liked. I think that was about everything that I got from there, actually, but this was my favourite one because it does look pretty cool.
Yeah, it does actually. I mean, this t-shirt.
Yeah, you got that t-shirt.
I got
as well.
that from the Avengers campus. I mean, we'll leave the Avengers campus stuff till the end because I feel like, because obviously we're Marvel fans and all that, we have a lot more in depth of that. So, but yeah, this is a t-shirt. I also had a Loki t-shirt and an Avengers jacket, but I liked it because it was quite striking in terms of colour. The white, red, and black one.
Yeah, I knew that you got the Avengers jacket. I didn't know you got the Loki one though.
Yeah, I got the green Loki one. Yeah, I thought that was cool. I had that actually because there were several stores throughout Disneyland. Some had like the same stuff as other stores, like the Avengers campus had some of the stuff that the hotel had as well, and vice versa. But no, we were down Main Street. We saw the parade.
Yes, and that was pretty cool. So you had like people like Captain Hook, Peter Pan, Frozen, Aladdin, lots of different characters. You even had Jungle Book in there.
Well, yeah, that's it. You had like all the Disneyland attractions
Yeah.
and themes and things that they've created over the years and put them in there. So Lion King, Jungle Book, Aladdin, Frozen,
But
loads of other things.
you also had that massive sort of mechanical dragon that was also there that
that
breathed
was really
fire.
cool. Yeah, I wasn't
That was-
expecting it.
Yeah, that was actually really, really
We
cool.
took videos of it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, we got there at a pretty good time as well, didn't we? Because we literally got there on Main Street, and as we were walking up to the actual like main Disneyland Paris castle, it literally all these people gathered up and were like, oh, hang on, something big's about to happen. Well, literally, they were coming down the road and we were like, oh wow, okay, we'll literally just time
Yeah.
this to perfection. And then
They must have all been boiling though, because a lot of them were in like costumes. Like the genie
Yeah.
person must have been boiling because he was in a costume, or even people like Goofy or Mickey. Even though we didn't see Mickey, but people like them must have been boiling in those costumes.
Yeah, I thought it was good, and I like the whole theme of everything. It was pretty, you know, it was nice. I mean, amount of people there, I mean, you could easily get lost.
Oh,
you
yeah.
felt so overwhelmed, which I think, you know, is cool because you want to have that sense that, you know, wow, there's a lot to do here, you know.
Yeah.
And you saw these buildings, to clothes shops, to restaurants, to a wacky like barbers that we hadn't left, which if you remember.
Oh yeah.
You know, I got off, you know, not offered, but I remember you or Dad told me to basically, you know, when you go in there and have a
Yeah, it was
shave.
Dad.
Yeah, so that was interesting. We didn't do that in the end, though. Carried on going towards the castle, took a nice lot of photos.
Yes, and we went to, I think it was around about this time, we went to the Alice in Wonderland maze, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing, because when we get to the castle, it's like the centre, isn't it, of
Yes.
everything, and it leads off to all these different areas, and like, right, let's just go from left to right. And so we went to like the, oh god, what's it called? It was where Thunder Mountain was, the ride.
Oh yeah, it was like the section also of the Indiana Jones stuff, and that
Yeah,
led into the
that's
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I can't
And
remember.
the Phantom Manor area as well. You had all
Yeah.
that. There had some cool stuff there. There was a T-shirt there that you pointed out, the Scar T-shirt.
Oh yeah, and it said, "I'm surrounded by idiots."
Yeah, I did like that. I thought, that'd be a cool T-shirt for work. But no, there was loads of rides there, and we did go on something. In fact, we'll get to the ride stuff in a bit. This is more so as just what we saw at the time. Because we were there, by the way, for 3 days. I should also mention as well, 3 days for the whole experience there. So we went around. We saw the Indiana Jones area, Thunder Mountain, the Phantom Manor. There's Pirates of the Caribbean area.
We didn't do much in the Pirates of the Caribbean area. We went to
we went to Skull Rock. We weren't allowed on the ship. I mean, that was buried. That was like kind of buried it up. We saw Jack Sparrow. He was there like a cosplayer going around.
Yeah.
And we were by the cannons as well. The problem is, I think half of it was sort of being
under
refurbished.
construction.
Yeah,
Same with the Pixar area. Though we didn't go there much, but we did pass the Buzz Lightyear ride where you're meant to fight Zurg, and that was under construction.
Oh my god, yeah, because I remember that. Oh my god, yeah, because your obsession with Zurg as the entire. I mean, look, Toy Story is a great film, but I know you and Zurg were like, oh my god, he's my number one bad guy. He was like the Darth Vader for kids, like kids, you know, like I guess.
Yeah, well, he was my favourite villain when I was like really, really young, when I was still into Toy Story.
So every time now you just see a Zurg, you're like, just that moment, you know. But yeah.
So yeah, it was a shame that ride was closed because it did look really fun.
Fun to go on.
Yeah.
Then we got to the maze.
Yes, and obviously no roof, so it was still boiling. Very complicated, but obviously that's the whole point of a maze, isn't it? And eventually you got to a castle in the middle where you had a nice view of everything.
Yes, and we did take a few more shots of that as well. You also had the actual main castle in the centre. Actually had a few shops in there as well. You had like a glassware shop with like, you know, like wands and dragon. I even said as a joke today, one looks like Spyro the Dragon because he was purple. The glass.
Oh.
The glass.
Oh,
ornaments.
okay, yeah.
You know,
Okay.
do you remember?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Because you had the dragon. Remember the animatronic dragon that was underneath it?
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, because it led straight down to the animatronic dragon that, you know, obviously moved because we got up right close to it, didn't we?
Yeah, it reminded me of the dragon from Merlin that was under Uther's castle,
That's
wasn't it?
the one, yeah.
Yeah.
And the other shop
Okay.
next door to it, which I wasn't expecting, was sort of like a Christmassy type shop because I had like all baubles and stuff like that you'd put on a tree, and I was like,
Yeah, or do they have like a Christmas shop that for all year round sort of thing?
well, I don't know. I mean, it might be a decorative type shop that you just use for. So when Christmas comes around, you're like, oh, okay, we'll put this up because remember our time at Paris that we went to this year in Disneyland,
Yeah.
maybe. We also went to the Star Wars area.
Yeah, and not really much there actually.
Yes, like there were things to do, but not as much as we thought because we went on one of the rides, the Star Tour rides, I think.
Yeah, where you were supposed to be like going to like this small ship fighter thing, and it was really fun to be fair because it was like shaking around, and you got like this screen with 3D glasses to make it look like you were fighting Kylo Ren and the Empire, which was obviously based on the sequels. And it was really fun, especially like the turbulence of it all, because it's really shaking around. And
yes, especially when they went to hyper launch, going, yeah, no, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And then we got out, and this is a bit of a funny, not funny story. Got out, and we were. It leads you into like the Star Wars shops. We had a little look around, saw some lightsabers there, didn't we?
Yes.
But they weren't like the ones we were hoping to get.
Yeah, they weren't the buildable ones, and there were buildable ones, but those were like plastic, really kiddie ones. We were looking for the ones where
like that you choose your own crystal, make your own, but I think that's a different one altogether, which is unfortunate. They did have those kind of ones there, but they were pre-made ones, and I think they were like 250 euros.
Yeah, it sort of sucks the fun out of it. And
because you want to build your own, don't you? Like choose your own crystal, choose your own hilt, pummel, all that business, But no, so where this kind of story leads now is when we left that shop, we met back up with the parents and, offering us, drinks because, boiling, waiting in that line for so long. Like, oh, gee, thanks. So I necked mine down and thought, did you enjoy that, did you? Yeah. Oh, good, because it only cost us 35 euros for a Coke! And I couldn't believe it at the time, and I was like, for a Coke, oh no, you got two of them, and two Coca-Cola plastic cups, actually, which, funny enough, are in the cupboard over there somewhere. And I thought to myself, okay, we're not buying any more Cokes for the rest of this. But the thing, I say that, we went to another shop, and it was €4 for a Coke. I think it's not a big bottle now, we're talking like 500 milliliter bottles, handheld Coca-Cola drinks. And I just couldn't believe it. I thought, what, 3-0, like 35.
Yeah.
Oh my
most expensive bottle of Coke probably ever.
Yeah.
I was saying that there's probably one that's like £100 or something like that, or €100. So, yeah. That
was interesting to be told that. So yeah, they'd be very aware from next time we wanted to go get a Coca-Cola or any drink.
A lot of things in Disneyland are quite expensive, especially for some reason a Coke.
But I tell you what, though, one hell of a time of year for it, especially with the heat, because you do want a drink.
You know what? That's probably why they did it, because they knew that people would want to be buying Coke, so they made them extra expensive.
Joe, I don't know why, okay, when you say Coke, okay, because it just reminds me of that joke. Well, when we were in that maze and we saw that creature that had that, like...
Oh, yeah, that cat. When we were in the Alice in Wonderland maze and there was a cat that was, like, smoking, like, a pipe or whatever.
And you made that joke,
several of them, actually. There were, like, worms and stuff doing it as well.
Yeah, and you made that joke, didn't you? I thought you weren't supposed to smoke in Disneyland.
Yeah, I thought Disneyland was, like, anti-smoking, anti-drugs and stuff. Here they are, just promoting it with animals and stuff.
Oh, God. But yeah, you had some of the rides were closed. You had the Hyper Launch ride as well in the Star Wars area that was closed, I think. We couldn't get on that one. You also saw the X-Wing as well, one of the ships that...
yes, on top of a building.
Yeah, we didn't go to... Thing is, right, this is confusing. I had like a system for a line to go up there, but there didn't seem to be anyone there. However, while we were in the queue for the Star Tours thing, when my mum told us she was stopped by two stormtroopers.
Oh yeah, and they tried to take your handheld fan.
Off that looked suspicious. Which I wish we would have seen that, but obviously we were in the queue for the Star Tours thing. So moving on, we did do, we saw a lot of things. Had obviously souvenirs because we already talked about the t-shirts and the jacket I had. So this now brings us to more of the thing that we were really excited for, which was more the Marvel campus.
Yes. So some of the rides there, I think to start off with, you had the Spider-Man sort of web slinging one. That was actually really fun. So you went in and it was like a bit of a windy, windy sort of corridor to get to the main area. But when you did, there was a screen, like a 3D screen, and it had Tom Holland on there.
Yes.
And that was really cool.
Like a hologram. It looked really cool, actually, like very like futuristic in terms of technology that was used to make that happen.
Yeah. And essentially the whole premise was that the spider bots were self-replicating by eating things, which was very reminiscent of the replicators from Stargate. And it was your job to obviously take them down before they destroyed the entire campus. So then you went into like these movable box things, like very small carriages, and you put on these 3D glasses, and you were meant to go like that to obviously.
Yeah, because there's no like gauntlets or anything to give you. It's all done by the glasses, and each of these like capsule ride things fit about 8 people in, forward, back, forward, the front, and it's a team scoring effect where you have to try and destroy as many spider bots as you can as a team. We try to get the top store. Didn't on day 1, although on day 2, we did get in the top 3.
Yes.
So I was quite happy with that one. Because I do like the premise of it, and you can pull down vents,
and
to
like destroy the environment and
destroy
affect
everything like that. I thought there was a few more goals of this, and I think we could be the top players here.
My glasses did fall several times out because you go like that.
Your arms get tired, don't they? After like
they get really tired.
You're literally like that all the time.
The thing is that they don't always respond when you go like that, so you really got to lean in, and so your body ends up moving, and the glass just fall down, so you go, oh, chaos.
But it was really cool. I enjoyed it. Definitely one of the favourite rides we had there. And as you said before, the Tom Holland thing, the hologram thing, that happened while you were in the lines. You felt like you're still being interacted with while waiting. So it wasn't just, stop, start, stop, stop.
You even saw like screens on the vents at the top that showed spider bots walking through.
Oh yeah, as if they were crawling around as you were going in the queue.
Yeah, and I really liked that. I thought that was a cool
touch.
Effect.
And information about the web people, so like Squirrel Girl and all that.
Yes, and the kid from Iron Man 3 was also there.
Yeah, and Riri Williams, which actually, funny enough now, Ironheart. So no, it was cool learning more about them as well if you just wanted to while, waiting to get in. So you had other rides there, the Avengers Flight Force.
I didn't go on it because obviously it's really fast, as you said, and considering the fact that it goes upside down, like as you described, a corkscrew, I just would not have done that, but you did.
So before actually getting on the ride, once again, to sort of like make you feel like there's more to see. Yeah, like you see on the screen, you see Rocket at one point, although kind of missed that a bit because I got into that room and he was already being taken off. But it's mostly Iron Man and animatronic Iron Man. Talking to Captain Marvel about the Kree, trying to destroy Earth. Get on the ride, and my god, it's fast because you're literally sitting down the ride, turn a corner with the brace on over your shoulders, and it has like literally a countdown of 3, 2, 1. And you built it. I think someone said it was like 58 miles per hour or something like that. It literally just goes from 0 to 58. I'm like, Jesus Christ almighty, that was fast. And the thing is, because it's indoors, it's not outside, it's quite dark, so you don't really see much. And the idea is you are in space, you get a lot like all these like dots to represent stars, like you're in space sort of thing, and a couple of screens of like Captain Marvel, I think, blowing some stuff up. But once again, it goes so fast, and you're doing the corkscrew, you're going around massive corners, all this business. But no, it was quite fun.
Can I remember? I did initially try to go on it before I realised that I went upside down and I didn't want to. But you pass like a window that shows
people
where they go in. And I remember looking out that window and they went like that and they were just like screaming like,
That's the bit.
Yeah, it slowed down where it would like stop and they were like, help, help, and then they took off immediately after and I was like, oh!
Because it's literally that bit that you see through the window while you're waiting is them coming around the corner just as they got onto the ride, and that's the 3, 2, 1, boosh, as you can see their reactions while waiting, like, so that's what I'm in for. So no, it's a lot of fun, very fast. You can even, on most of these rides, because later on we're going to talk about Thunder Mountain, you come off these rides and you can see the photos of you in the ride. You get to see, like, you find your photo and you can have it.
In Thunder Mountain?
Yeah. Well, I had it on the Flight Force thing as well, remember?
Oh, yeah. Did it?
Oh, well,
I wasn't there.
No, but what I'm talking about Thunder Mountain is, remember we came out of there and it had more photos for us because we try to spot ourselves on it. So you can see your reactions while you're on the ride. think it had it with most of the rides as well, to be fair, because it had it with Flight Force. But while we were still in the Avengers Campus, we saw another great thing was we got there, the parade in the middle. We actually got there at a good time. We saw Black Panther and
Black Widow
teaming up against Taskmaster,
trying to steal vibranium.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was actually a pretty cool performance. I actually thought it was better than Black Widow. But and even Spider-Man showed up at the end once they defeated Taskmaster and all that. To sort of obviously be funny, like he tries to hold the vibranium and he drops it and stuff. And funny enough, because Taskmaster makes the escape where he jumps off like the building behind a fence or whatever, and Spider-Man actually drops it where Taskmaster jumped off by. So
I love the effect. I love the effects because you notice before they start, because later on, once they finish the performance, got like an engineer up there. Because every time like a Taskmaster shield hits into a fence, or like certain gadgets where you like the smoke bomb, like the smoke bomb happens, and you could hear you could see the sparks off the rails as soon as say now Black Panther's claws raked into something, then you could see the sparks flying off the fences and anything metallic.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool detail.
They must have been hot though, because doing all that with all the kit they've got on and in that heat.
I wouldn't even say so much. I mean, Black Widow probably would have, but especially Black Panther, since obviously he's all dressed in black and stuff.
And Taskmaster.
And with how fast they're moving and stuff. Yeah.
Really good. And we saw cameos just walking around the area.
Yeah.
So we met Cap in America, and who was very nice and friendly, asking questions, especially because we were wearing. I mean, I was wearing an X-Men.
Yeah, he was asking who our favorite Avenger was.
Yeah. We also saw, because we were on a queue for something, and Mam saw Gamora and Star-Lord, and he wanted to do a dance-off, while Gamora just rolled her eyes and walked away. Which is cool. Imagine trying to do a dance-off with Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Imagine he just
because I know that when the Deadpool ride was still happening, which it either isn't happening in Disneyland anymore, it's a different sort of Disneyland, Disney World, whatever, but I saw a thing where Star-Lord and Deadpool actually had a dance-off, because this was when Deadpool and Wolverine just came out, and with the whole bye 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 thing, so those two, the biggest dancers of the MCU. I always wondered,
because it would just make sense for those two, wouldn't it?
To have a dance-off.
Yeah. We also saw the Wasp and Kamala Khan.
We didn't see Kamala Khan for long, because she was just leaving when we saw her, and we did see the Wasp
very good cosplay, though.
Yeah.
While we were also there as well, we did have a meeting. Actually, we had two of these. It was with Spider-Man as well. I nearly forgot about this.
Yes.
The meet and greet with Spider-Man.
Yeah. You had the one in the Art of Marvel Hotel where you got to take a picture with a hero, a random hero, so you didn't know who it was, and it was
Spider-Man.
It was Spider-Man. And then for the Avengers training attraction, you went in and you took a picture with Spider-Man, and that was actually really cool because he was really friendly when he's asking
all these questions.
He was asking us these questions like, "What's your name? What's your brother's name?" And saying things like, "I heard you had superpowers," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I have powers. I can fly and manipulate the ground." He said, "Oh, that's cool. Did you help me take down Spider-Bots earlier?" And I was like, yeah. And he was like, "Oh, awesome. Well, I was about to go train, so did you want to help me train or whatever?" So yeah, he was really friendly.
Yeah, no, he was really nice. They were all nice. To be fair, I can't fault the staff. They were really friendly, actually. They were very, very nice. I can't fault them at all. We had pictures of them. Plus the one at the Art of Marvel Hotel, we had that room that was upside down, so I know we took some photos.
Oh yeah, so you had different scenes and different small rooms with different sort of things. You had one with Thor's hammer.
Trying to lift it like Excalibur from the Zord.
Then the upside down room for Spider-Man.
The Captain America shield with the wings at the back.
The Collector's sort of cage. And a couple others. So, yeah, that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
we also did see as well, I know this is funny enough, as we go into the Avengers campus and we're looking around there, we had the Tower of Terror. We saw the Toy Story Sarge's thing that's a drop down thing that pulls you back up again. It's no way in hell that's happening. And in the distance we did see a Frozen attraction, because in the very distance you could see a Frozen themed mountain,
a massive snowy mountain.
Big, so we saw this from a distance, and it was massive.
Oh my god,
apparently it's rumored to be finished in 2026, so next year. But we saw the mountain. They look like the mountain was finished. So what, like in terms of, I don't know what kind of ride is it? Is it going to be a roller coaster? Is it just like a place you go visit? I'm not too sure, but it's meant to be, I think, finished next year. But it looked massive because we saw it from a distance and it looked huge. Restaurants that we went to.
Yeah, so we went to the Stark Factory.
Yeah, that was
the
good.
Marvel section.
Because the theme, the Hulkbuster.
Oh my god, yeah, they had a Hulkbuster in the Stark restaurant. Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to, like, grab the head.
Yeah, because, like, it was having the arms being put on it as well. Once in a while, the eyes, like, glow and the wires in the arm would actually glow as well to make it look like it was powering on. Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I almost forgot to mention that.
Because what I liked about it is you had different themed rooms in the Stark factories. You had one back in World War II, one more that's, I guess, more present day set. And I think as we left, we saw people in another room with a lot of high vis stuff as if they were in some kind of maybe radioactive room or something like that, possibly. Oh, no, did you not see that?
No, I didn't.
They were through a glass window. I left, turned around the corner, and as I looked at the building, there was a lot of people in high vis. And like, well, I doubt you're engineers because there's kids in there and they're wearing high vis. So unless there's a room that's themed about, you know, some kind of maybe like a hazardous room, that'd have been interesting to go into. But no, I had a pizza there, and I don't know what you had there.
I had a pizza and I had an ice cream. Though while we're talking about restaurants, we might as well mention, obviously, Billy Bob's was the first restaurant we went to.
Yeah, the other sandwich.
Yes. And then the restaurants in the Marvel Hotel. So, downtown.
Oh my god, downtown. Yeah, like all the restaurants in the Art of Marvel Hotel were good. And the breakfast was good. However, there is Skyline Bar was the best one. Chilled setting, nice place to chill out after a long day. Have a, you know, a few
and you had like you had the screens that saw like Avengers Tower, and every once in a while people like Spider-Man or the Quinjet or Iron Man would fly by. So yeah, that was really cool. That was my favourite part of the Marvel Hotel.
Yeah.
Really good ambience, but
downtown, however, we got there, I think it was lunchtime of the evening, I'm not too sure. And, you know, it's a buffet one where you just go up and take wherever you like. And there was 4 of us, and what were we charged? Practically 200 euros. And I thought to myself, Jesus Christ. 200 euros, because I remember going up and paying for it, and I was like, bloody hell, I know it's an all you eat. So I remember thinking to ourselves, like, we need to maximize how much we eat and drink here, because it's all, you know, go up and, you know, but I thought it was like 200, that's a bloody lot, man.
I didn't even know it was that much.
Yeah, well, it was. No, it really was. But the other ones, like the Manhattan one, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I like the scenery because you get to see the lake pond outside as well with all the statues and stuff like that. We had breakfast in there. I thought that was quite cool. And yeah, once again, the Skyline Bar, that was fantastic. Nice place to chill out after a long day.
That's even where you got the infinity cocktails, but a lot of them were...
They had half of them. There was 3 that were there and 3 that weren't. The one I wanted, the yellow one, because it had like a lemon sort of zest thing to it. Unfortunately wasn't there, so I think I had the green and blue one there, and a Jack Daniels thing with bacon on top, which was, I didn't know why they put bacon on top, but they did. It was literally a glass with Jack Daniels in it. It literally had a strip of, well, you saw it, didn't you? It was a strip of bacon across it. I was like, what is this? But you know, I was like, okay. I mean, the waiter guy was friendly, and he said, oh, you should definitely try it, you know, it's quite nice. And I just had that. Yes, and you know, it was actually alright, but it was so unusual having, like, you know, a drink and a
Didn't
strip
Mum
of
have
bacon.
like a piece of salad on hers as well, on her drink?
Yeah, I think that's more of a luxury thing, though. You know, you're not meant to eat it, sort of thing. It's more of a cosmetic.
Well, no, then why did you eat the bacon then if it was meant to be a cosmetic?
Because it's bacon. It is bacon. You're meant to actually eat that. Oh, I don't know. It was there. You're meant to actually eat that. Anyways, so we couldn't go to the pool there because that was in the refurbishment. There's a little area where you could do artwork and sketches of your own.
Yeah, that wasn't really that good because basically, well, no one was actually doing any drawings because you had like these iPads and stuff built into the tables, and all people did was just play on the iPads there. When they weren't doing that, they were doing like colouring drawings or watching the TV that was playing Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which I mean is good, but like, come on, you're meant to be drawing. And the art lessons didn't happen for a while, and considering how young the kids that were like 5 or 6, it wasn't gonna be, I guess, anything spectacular or anything I haven't already done. So I just decided not to go after having gone inside and seen it. But the art there was cool.
Yeah, well, you see a lot of art around, don't you? Because I mean, the thing is, actually, speaking of which, one thing we haven't talked about was actually our rooms.
The rooms were nice.
Yeah, very clean, very nice, tidy. A lot of artwork, because mine had a Spider-Man and an Ant-Man Wasp artwork in there. Like cold coffee, good coffee machines, and for tea, all that business. A refrigerator, a safe. It was really well done. I like the theme of it because it was all Marvel, the Avengers theme, obviously, because it's the Marvel Hotel.
Yeah.
We should talk about our fireworks display.
Oh yes, at the end of our second night, we went to the fireworks display at the Disney Castle, and that was pretty cool.
Spectacular.
Really, really good.
It's actually insane to think they do that every single night.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I think the ozone layer's gone.
Yeah.
After the amount of fireworks that they put up during that presentation, to know that they do that every single night, it's like there's not an ozone layer left.
No, it was amazing. I think it lasts just over 20 minutes or more, and you see all the Disney themes like Lion King to Aladdin, Toy Story, all that.
Yeah, because they had a massive drone thing of Zurg's head.
The
that was
drones
cool.
were amazing. I wasn't expecting. I thought, obviously, the fireworks display, obviously, and you had the flames shooting off to the side.
Yeah, and then
really
the
cool.
sprays on the
fountain,
water around
all coming together.
Yeah.
And then we saw in the distance, because I remember Mum pointed out, look over there, those are drones flying, because they haven't lit up yet, but you could see them coming over. And one was shaped as like a rose with its petals falling. One with Zurg's head as they went to the Toy Story as if he was trying to attack. My God, they put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah. And then, actually, speaking of the fountains at the Disney Castle, Goofy sprayed us in them as well.
It was the middle of the day. We were at the castle, and I remember we were just waiting around because I think we were waiting for Dad or something like that, or Mum. And then Goofy came out. That was it, in the centre, and he was doing a play with the orchestra, and he was raising up the fountains. And we were right next to the gate, and then next thing you know, he was splashing it down on us, and we're like, this is actually really refreshing.
Yeah.
Having it all on top. So we just stood next to the rails.
It wasn't a mass amount of water, just the fine bits to cool you down. And just get you a tiny bit damp, but not enough to get you soaking wet.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really refreshing. That was really nice.
I think we've nearly finished the whole. I want to talk about Thunder Mountain because I know we didn't talk about that yet. I know you're giving that look. The ride was fun.
Yes.
The ride itself was fun, and it was really good. I liked it, and it was quite fast, and you're entertaining. You could see, and as you go around certain corners, you get to see pretty much the whole area around you. The wait time, however,
was not worth it.
Yeah, I know it's a long wait, especially because that's why the queues go up that long, but the thing is that it was a long time, and I think the problem was it was quite deceptive, because on the outside you see this line that goes all the way up to the top, and you see a hut, and you automatically think, oh, okay, when you get to the hut at the top of it, that's where the ride starts. It's that's actually not too bad. So
it's not that long. But
so we waited, I think, about 45 minutes already just to get to that point, and then when you get inside, you realise, oh my God,
the hut's a maze.
Yeah,
because
it's a maze of fences that are diverting you, from all these queues that are going backwards or forwards.
Yeah.
And if you've got claustrophobia, don't go in there, because the amount of people just all over you, around you, just oh my God. And in this heat as well, it's just it's hard to breathe. So we made it to the end eventually, and I think it took us an hour and a half to hour and 45 minutes, I think, to get on the ride.
Yeah.
And once again, the ride was fun. But the problem is, I think what we have is, because obviously we want to try and make most of the day. I think an hour and a half of just waiting around to get on this ride obviously cost us a bit of time. Once we realise that, it's right, we can't make that mistake. If we do these kind of rides, I think for future reference, if you go on rides like that, prioritise them first in the first thing in the morning, so you can try and get there first before everyone else, or near enough, so you don't have to wait an hour and 45 minutes. to get onto the ride. But you know, once we did get on there, it was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The
it was
TNT,
fun.
the explosives, the going into the dark tunnels.
I was scared at first because of, obviously, being like the first proper roller coaster I'd been on for a while. And throughout it, I was thinking, oh, please stop, please stop, please stop. But when I actually did stop, I was like, wait, it's only going around once, because it only went around once, and that was really fast. And I was like, wait, no, I want it to go around a couple more times, because for how long we waited, the fact that it only went around once just didn't feel worth it. If it went around twice or 3 times, it would have felt a bit more worth it. But it didn't. It only went around once.
It was around once. I think in terms of where you go up to going down and it starts to go fast, I think it happened about 4 times in total.
Yeah.
4 or 5 times, whatever it was. But you know, I'd say it was fun. But yeah, rides like that, I think we need to prioritize in the future to like, let's get there first, so we can, you know, try and beat everyone else to the punch. And there are other things in Disneyland, like there was the Pim Factory Labs that we didn't go into because it was a restaurant. We heard it was kind of overpriced, but then again, there were so many restaurants that we went to, didn't have time for it anyway. Because there was the Super Diner as well in the Avengers Campus. Yeah. The themes that were playing, loads of Avengers themes, Guardians themes, even a Fox X-Men theme, which I wasn't expecting. Yeah, no, it was very surprising. And as I said before, we come along out of there with a lot of goodies. Yeah,
there was even a like tunnel part that had like this small city inside the tunnel, and that was really cool. Do you remember there was like this massive sort of cave thing, and they had like this fake city. It reminded me of Bendy and the Dark Revival, and it was really cool looking. It's where we got the chips before we went to the fireworks display, and every time, because you had to go through that to get to the Marvel section, every time we went in there, it was like a cool air conditioning thing.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah, I think I know what you mean now, yeah. No, there was a lot, and honestly, we didn't get to experience everything because there was just too much. And there's a lot of things that are under refurbishment as well, or being constructed, that we would like to have seen, but unfortunately we couldn't. But, you know, maybe, who knows, one day in the future we may go back there and see what it looks like after, you know, Doomsday, Secret Wars, and when there's a lot more that's probably changed, I think. But right now, if we do go on another holiday, it'll probably be somewhere else. But for our time there, really enjoyed it, and a bit sad coming away from there, to be honest. Yeah. But what did you think of the whole experience?
I did really enjoy our time at Disneyland for how short it was. Because again, we were only there for 3 days, and 2 of those days, the first day and the last day, were also the days that we were going to and from.
Well, we got there lunchtime on the first day, didn't we?
Yeah.
And, you know, admittedly, we were a little bit tired because we had to get up really early in the morning to fly over there and stuff. But, you know, on the way back, we didn't leave until 6:30 in the evening. So I think we did make the most of the third day as well, to be fair. So, no, I'm just glad we had a good time. We came away there with some stuff that we really liked and enjoyed. I met cool people, and the staff there were amazing, very friendly. So, no, really good time. I enjoyed it. So, unless you've got anything else to add?
No.
In that case, that is going to be it from me, Dewi, and my brother.
Bye.
And we will catch you all in the next video. Bye-bye.
Ta-da.